Okay, this is on the eve of Marcon, and I get the privilege of introducing my friend Chris to the con for the very first time, so I'm really looking forward to this. He has a love for science fiction and fantasy, but I don't think he's ever experienced a convention. And I can't wait to show him the art show, and the huckster room, and the masquerade, and the hall costumes, and the panels. I think he's going to get a real charge out of this. Okay, Chris, this is your first convention. What do you think?
So far, I don't know. We may need to talk about this first because I might have some off-the-record stuff. But right now, so far, it's cool. It's laid back. A lot of people are costumes. They're pretty comfortable with that, which is kind of cool.
Which costumes would you say that you've zeroed in on so far? What did you see?
Well, we've got the steampunk, obviously, which is the theme for this year, and I like those costumes. I do like them. I think that's a cool genre. And I've always kind of dug the Sherlock Holmes or League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's that kind of vibe to it.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of dig that. You get a lot. I saw some of the sci-fi or some wizardry or sorcery type costumes, mostly on kids, younger people. And then, it's obviously a chance for people to be a little more provocative than normal, which is I'm all for that. Thumbs up there. It's fine. Everybody do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So far, it's early. The actual show hasn't really we haven't done anything official.
No, we haven't done anything official, but we did see that way off in the distance, the Victorian bikini. So that was.
We did see a Victorian bikini.
Kind of a strange.
Made me chilly seeing it. It was kind of cool setting up the art with you. I like to see what the whole finished, room when it's all all done looks like. But I think your stuff is, on par with the best of the best stuff in there. Which is cool. It's cool to hang out. It's cool to hang out with that guy than to hang out with the guy at the table and you look at stuff and you're like, But so that part is kind of exciting for me.
Well, there is a broad spectrum of art.
Definitely.
Because you look at John Pelinkar, he's got some really phenomenal pieces in there.
Certainly.
And Artist Guest of Honor, he should have some phenomenal pieces in there. And then you get all kinds. You have the fan art, and you get some kids that are putting stuff in there.
I was most impressed with your sculptures and with the sculptures of the other gal. What was her name?
Oh, Laura Reynolds. Laura Reynolds does some phenomenal work.
And the paint, the acrylics, the guest artist was really phenomenal. But then there's some other stuff that I thought was, some of the jewelry. It's not a lot sophisticated. I don't see where it's that sophisticated to make it, like beads and what have you. Some of the Photoshop stuff, we've been around a lot of graphic designers in our industry, so it's not as impressive.
Right. Yeah.
There's got to be at least once a week where I work or we're photoshopping, some of our colleagues into compromising positions just for fun of it, and I think that some of the folks do just as good as what's being presented down there. So, but art's art,
and you zeroed in on Lubob's stuff, Lucy Lubob.
Yeah.
I think it's Lucy. I could be wrong about that, but Lubob, she does some phenomenal stuff with her females with the butterfly wings and mermaids.
That was really good. I did like that, and I liked a lot of the computer generated stuff that they had.
Yeah.
That some of the artists have done. They've done really phenomenal. And I know you have too. And I like your octopus is one of my favorite all time. Just concepts that I've ever seen. To the point where I put it as my desktop background on my computer. I just think you need to make one that's landscape.
Landscape.
So it'll fit those widescreens.
Well, thank you very much. All right. Well, we'll see what the night brings.
Yeah, hit me up in a couple hours, and I'll have probably a whole new story.
Okay. So we'll tune in a couple hours. Well, how's the Masquerade?
Masquerade was interesting. By the way, this is Saturday night about 10:25, so we just sat through the big Masquerade. It seems to be almost like the grand finale. Kind of kicks off the management convention, and then kind of like the after
All parties.
Starting now.
Yeah,
so
just starting.
this is probably like the reason that half the people show up. The Masquerade is probably the reason the other half show up, besides the other shows.
Yeah.
Masquerade costumes, right? I'm sitting out there, and this one finally kind of dawned on me exactly, because this is really a broad kind of convention thing. You know, I'm just trying to figure out what the theme is. If I'm going to, like a convention for some other genre like fashion, it's clear to me it's about fashion, it's about clothes, which I've never been to one, and I don't plan on going to one. But this one's not real clear cut. You know, it's like all kinds of different shit going on, and different people. So it's more or less like it's like a giant party, costume optional get together of people who are fans of alternate realities. Doesn't matter what it is, no matter what genre, and they all just get together and party.
I think you got it, man. I think that's the best summary I've ever heard. Yeah.
So yeah, the Masquerade was like a culmination of all that. You know, they kind of got to see all different genres, got to see different ages. I mean, this thing goes from little kids to people, like my grandma's age, still up on stage singing and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but I never heard my grandma sing those kind of lyrics before.
I'm 34 years old, and I've never seen anything like this before in my life. So, yeah.
I love what you said to me earlier. I mean, you looked at me and you said, my God, you're introducing me to a whole new world.
It is. It's a whole new subculture. Okay, we both have ridden motorcycles. We've been in that subculture, and there's definitely a subculture that exists, motorcycle bikers.
Oh yeah.
And subculture within the subculture, and you start splitting out between kind of the motorcycle riders in general and like your Harley crowd, or your Goldwing crowd. You know, they all kind of got their own little niches within that group. This is kind of like that. It's kind of like where all the different groups come together and party, and it is totally a subculture. And it's probably one of those things where it takes a few years to kind of work your way into it, in order to be part of the community.
Yeah, I would think so, yes.
You gotta learn the lingo, you gotta learn the history, you have to share the enthusiasm for the same type of activities.
Well, now, coming back to another con, say another Marcon next year, what's your thoughts?
Too early to tell. It's fun. I like it, and I like experiencing new things. So this is definitely a new thing for me, and it was a hell of an experience. I think I'd like to maybe see a different one.
Yeah, maybe a larger con, maybe like Dragon Con.
Maybe a different theme, maybe a different, larger, smaller. I don't know, something different.
How about Doctor Who con? I mean, that's very specific.
Well, how about in conjunction, since you're the artist guest of honor?
Okay, well, you're invited to that.
And that's still this year, right?
Yeah, that's still this year.
We'll come to that one, and I'll bring the family, and we'll hang out, and then maybe we'll talk next year. We'll see what your schedule's like, what your road show's doing, and maybe Chicago
or maybe SciCon 7, which is the World Science Fiction Convention in Chicago next year. Definitely large. That would be a fun one to go to.
So